Hello everyone, and welcome back to Crown Jewels. My mic isn't shot, but do I care? Not really. Let's talk about Season 15. On the one hand, you've got some of the most genius, inventive Doctor Who stories like you've had for the past 3 seasons. On the other hand, the ones that aren't those are pretty bad. Obviously, opinions are subjective, but these opinions are held by a lot of people, admittedly. Let's go through the season one by one. Horror Fangrock is really good. Many people would have guessed this might have been the crown jewel for this season. Considering it's about my opinions, and I personally feel like, yes, it's really good, but not the best of the season. Yeah. But if it was the best of the season, I wouldn't be upset. The Invisible Enemy. He's just kind of naff. It's like Bob Baker, Dave Martin as writers. You could tell they were coming to the end of their career on Doctor Who. All of their scripts post-Hinchcliffe era are not good. And The Invisible Enemy is just not that great. It's pretty mid. Image of the Fendal is the crown jewel, so I'll get into it later. Sunmakers is also a really great satire by Robert Holmes, basically about how capitalism is evil, especially taxes. Underworld's the worst one. The Invasion of Time devalues Gallifrey and the Time Lords a bit, considering they're now able to be invaded by the Sontarans. No. And also, the way the political system is explored in this one actually makes them look a bit shit. So it's a very mixed bag sort of season, and we haven't really had one of those, like anything this extreme before. But as you could tell, there were still some really good ones, and I recommend checking out the ones that I listed that are good. Image of the Fendal, though. Last season, you may have heard me sing the praises of the Chris Boucher scripts, and this is another Chris Boucher script. Chris Boucher is my second favourite Doctor Who writer of all time. He's not quite my favourite. We'll get to my favourite next week. 3 for 3, brilliant scripts. And although The Robots of Death is my favourite of the 3, Image of the Fendal is very much a close second. It's like this really cool gothic horror script, and it involves taking satanic mythology from everywhere, really, and turns it into a bit of a cosmic horror. But it does use those occult elements very effectively, including in some of the characters. And the existential questions it raises are also very interesting to explore. Considering if we found human remains that are 12 million years old, wouldn't that strike you as odd? The first part is fairly Doctor-like, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Things build and build and build until the extreme. Oh no, this is just one that there isn't really much in the way of quantitative detail about this story. I would say this story, in terms of how it handles itself, is definitely more qualitative than quantitative, if that makes sense. It's not like I can keep listing things that I love about it, like Deadly Assassin or Genesis for the Daleks. And that draws to a close another Crown Jewels. So, I get the feeling I'm in the minority in this one, because I don't think many people dislike Image of the Fendal, but not a lot of people would consider it their favourite. I feel like the popular choice for this one is Horror Fangrock, and it's close. I would say it's an honourable mention. Heck, it's better than some of the crown jewels I've talked about in this series. But I felt like only speaking about Image of the Fendal because it definitely is the best, in my opinion. But feel free to disagree in the comments below, and next time we'll talk about something that I feel like less people will be disagreeing with me, but not a lot of people necessarily think about Season 16 in the context of, what's the best story, and this individual story is really good. But we'll save all that discussion for next time. And with that, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you then. Cheerio.